Hello, folks. Well, I was a little comment from I think it was for you, Grunt, and he mentioned on my video about just a little video I did panning round over looking over Yeovil, and it was sort of like interesting how places get their names and stuff like that. Now I haven't got round to doing a bit of research on that side of things, although I have done a little bit, but not enough to kind of do a proper video on it. But that kind of got me to thinking, like, how we use words sort of without knowing what they mean. Not just place names, because we there's lots of place names that you use, and you think, well, I don't know. We don't know why we call them those names. Where do them names come from? Now, a lot of names have origins that make sense. There's like Oxford. Well, that was on a part of the River Thames, where the ox could ford the river. It was shallow enough that you could drive your ox across through the river, and so that's obvious. But there's loads of place names like that, and I was thinking not just place names, but other words that we use that are introduced into our speech, not by us necessarily, but by whoever it is, they who decide what words are going to be flavour of the month. Now I don't know who controls that, but I was thinking in the old days when they used to talk about people casting spells on people, and well, I always sort of, I don't know whether it's just got that idea from the movies, but I always thought of spells being like strings of words, like hocus pocus, abracadabra, blah blah blah, and all this sort of stuff. And I thought, well, that does happen, doesn't it? It's not, we don't really realise it, but people control us and control what we do with words, and they can influence us with words, and we use words parrot fashion without understanding quite what the words that we're saying actually mean, if that makes sense. And so we use words ignorantly. And so it's just kind of just for this like one question on a comment. So I'd like to thank everybody that leaves comments, and they really are, they're very good. Thank you very much. That one comment, I thought, whoa, think how we're manipulated, and how words are used to literally, you can say one word, and you might not know what it means, but that can have an influence on other people. Now, how did you get to know or use that one word? Somebody has introduced that word into language at some stage, or made it popular. And how would they make it popular? Well, through television, media, movies, all sorts of things. They can introduce words, make them popular, and then people pick up those words and they start using them all. And you might not know where you've got that word from, but because you're using it, then you spread it to other people. So it's like a word virus, isn't it? In a way. And if you've got words for certain things, then that can influence your thinking. But if you haven't got words for other things, or if, let's suppose there are certain words that go out of fashion that are no longer used, then you lose that ability perhaps to describe something, which therefore narrows your box, makes your box smaller. And there was a little bit a while back where the local councils was banning everyday Latin phrases because it might confuse people. And you think, oh, well, that's what they're saying. But see, if we don't understand, if we don't use these Latin phrases, and our perception of Latin, what's Latin? Then, because so many words have their roots from Latin words throughout the world, then we lose that understanding of where those words come from, and we can lose part of that meaning as to what they are. So we can be manipulated, and we can be sort of denied the ability to do certain things because we can't. If you can't give the instructions, it's a bit like if you don't know another language. If you went abroad and you was trying to tell somebody, look, I want to go to Rome, right? And they were looking at you saying, don't understand, mate, don't know your language. Same sort of thing. If you haven't got the right words to speak to that person, you therefore can't do certain things. I mean, you could probably get your compass out and try walking in the right direction. You might get to Rome eventually without asking directions. But what I mean is, making it easy for yourself. you might, but it's just a thought, really. So, I'll ponder this a bit more. I like watching Hot for Words. Not necessarily always for understanding what the words mean, but anyway, there we are. I shouldn't. Naughty me. No, she's quite tasty though. But anyway, so that's I'll put a link to her. I think she's got enough people going looking at her. Sorry, not looking at her. I mean, getting educated about the meaning of words from her wonderful channel. So, but right, I'll go and have my cold shower now. Sorry about that. Cheers for now.